Hey guys, so this week we're going to be taking a look at a couple of travel accessories from a company called Zero Grid. And so the items we're going to be taking a look at today will be their travel security belt and their electronics organizer. And so I'd come across Zero Grid's products a couple times before, and they always seem to have some really innovative and high quality products. And so I was very excited when the company reached out to see if I wanted to test out a few of their items and possibly share them on the channel. And so I've been testing out the security belt and the travel organizer for the past couple of weeks, and I have to say I've been really impressed so far. There's a lot of unique features, the items have a great look, and most importantly, they feel really well made. So I want to go ahead and thank the company for sending the items for me to test out. And so let's just go ahead and dive in and take a closer look at the Zero Grid travel security belt and electronics organizer.
So starting out with the travel belt, I really like the overall aesthetic and look of the belt. When I first saw this on Zero Grid's site, I was a little bit worried that the belt could end up looking a little too tactical, I guess, or that it wouldn't match well with a variety of environments. But when I actually got it in my hands and saw how sleek the material and the color actually was, so this is an all black color here, I was very surprised with how much I actually enjoyed wearing this with a variety of different outfits, especially some of my darker jeans. So it definitely feels like a belt that I'd be comfortable wearing while on a trip on a different city, even to go out to something like a nice dinner or a club. And I've been particularly impressed with the build quality. The webbing that they've used here for the belt feels super solid. They have a really nice plastic buckle here that definitely feels like it's going to hold up well over the longer term. And then the belt just slides through your belt loops very easily. The material is very smooth. I really like the tapered end of the belt, which makes it very easy to actually insert into the buckle and take out when you're done using. So it has a really strong kind of latching mechanism here to make sure that the belt stays tight so that you're actually able to use it to hold up your pants if you want. And so it goes in very easily. And the belt is pretty long. So I wear a size 34 typically. And it seems like there's a little bit of leftover for the belt, so I think you could probably use this up to a size 38 would be the most that I would try to go. That might be a little bit tight, but definitely 34 to 36 will work fine with this belt. And so as I mentioned, it has this high quality buckle here. It locks down pretty tight. You have to squeeze pretty hard, but it just shows how tightly the belt actually holds. So even as I'm pulling here hard, you can see the buckle is holding the belt tightly. It's not coming out of there. So it's really nice to see just how tight the buckle is able to hold everything, and that this actually works really well as just a belt. And so just to offer something to compare this against, the only kind of similar belt that I had is this kind of webbing belt from Nike that has an exchange, that comes with a few different colors that you can exchange, and this is about $12 to $15. So this is also kind of a webbing belt, but it's made out of a less durable feeling nylon than the Zero Grid belt. So as you can see, it doesn't look quite as sturdy. To me, it feels like this could start fraying after a certain period of time, whereas the Zero Grid belt looks a little more put together, nicer build quality, and it feels like it's going to hold up a lot better. And I was impressed that even though the Nike belt has this metal buckle here and it holds pretty tightly, that the plastic buckle here, as we showed, is able to hold just as tightly and really keep everything in place. So really great job there. And then on top of that, what really makes this belt stand out is this kind of secret pocket that it has here along the belt, which has a really nice YKK zipper. And it's just a great place to stash some valuable items that you want to have hidden on you as you're walking around a city that may have pickpockets or something like that. So I was really impressed with just how long this zipper was. It offered a good amount of space to store things such as cash, maybe paper forms of your ID, an extra key, or even something like your wedding ring seemed to fit very well in here, and there's tons of space to hide all of those things. So as you can see, it goes. So it's about a solid 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet of zipper that you have to kind of organize these different things around your body. And as I mentioned, it has a really nice YKK zipper. I like how easily it opens. And it's really nice that the pocket has a little bit of give in case you do want to put something a little bit bulkier. So as you can see here, I have some cash bundled up into a pretty big wad. I suppose I could have folded this a little bit more efficiently. But I love how easy it is to actually get to the money. So here I've placed this close to the buckle. And so as you can see in the footage, I'm actually able to reach down and grab some money without taking the belt off. So this is really nice that it's not just useful for hiding the money, but that you can actually reach down and grab it if you need to in a pinch. So I really like how easy it is to actually store the money in here. As I mentioned, this little bit of give here is really nice to give you some flexibility in what you can hold. I currently also have my wedding ring in here. So if you're traveling and you're a little bit more worried about some jewelry, some smaller earrings, an engagement ring or something, you can put that in here. It fits in very comfortably. And as I mentioned, you could also put a pair of keys. And so you have a lot of flexibility with how you can organize and move everything around. One thing I really liked is that I also didn't feel these things digging into me as I was wearing the belt. So if you put something a little bit bulkier, or if your earrings are a weird shape, if you decide to put those in here, that might poke at you a little bit. But so far with the ring and the cache, I really don't feel them at all as I'm wearing the belt, which is probably one of the most important things, just to make sure that you're actually comfortable as you're wearing this thing for a long period of time throughout the day. So really great design here, really nice innovation. I haven't actually seen a lot of travel belts like this. This is the first one that I'd actually tried out. So I'm very excited to see the company kind of thinking about that security and trying to help keep your valuables safe as you're traveling, while also trying to add a little bit of style. So really impressive overall, and definitely plan to use this belt quite a bit. And so we actually have a trip to Thailand within the next couple of months, and I'll be very excited to continue putting this to the test as we go on that trip. So next up, I want to talk about Zero Grid's electronic organizer or tech Dopp kit. And so I've been really impressed with this as I've been using this. I've seen this a bunch on Amazon as one of, kind of the highly rated tech organizers. It's been around for a while. And so I really like the look and the size of this organizer. I really like this style, which is a little bit longer and offers a little bit of width to help accommodate some thicker items. And it just has a really sleek, plain look, which is nice. Just a really small logo here on the side. The organizer is made out of a durable feeling ripstop nylon. It also has this comfortable handle here on the top. And of course, a nice YKK zipper that goes all the way around. On top of that, I really like the addition of the paracord zipper pull here. It just adds a nice touch there. So this style of organizer strikes a nice balance between being spacious enough to hold a good amount of stuff while not taking up too much space in something like a travel bag or your daily bag. And so when I first saw it, it actually reminded me a good amount of the Power Packer, which we've looked at on the channel in the past. And so for size comparison, here is the Power Packer side by side with the Zero Grid organizer. And as you can see, the Power Packer is a little bit longer than the Zero Grid organizer. They're about the same thickness. One of the big differences between the two is that the Power Packer has this kind of elastic material here at the top that helps accommodate some even thicker items if you need to. However, I do feel like the Zero Grid organizer is going to offer better water resistance, just because this meshing material seems like it would allow water to kind of drip through a little bit. So I really like kind of the extra protection that's offered here with the ripstop nylon. And so I was a big fan of the Power Packer and how it fit into my daily carry and travel bags. And so I'm glad to see that the Zero Grid organizer kind of fits into that same type of space. And if you guys would like to check out the in-depth review I did for the Power Packer, I'll make sure to include a link to that in the description below. And so another organizer that this made me think about that we've looked at in the past is this Bag Smart cable organizer here that I've used a lot. And so as you can see, slight differences in kind of the shape and size for this. So this is a little bit thicker. It's a little bit skinnier as well. And so this is able to accommodate some thicker items. I've always loved the Bag Smart cable organizer. I've done an in-depth review for this as well, and I'll make sure to include a link to where you can check that out. But I do like the additional flexibility provided by something like the Zero Grid organizer that's able to accommodate some bigger items. And so both the Bag Smart cable organizer and the Power Packer have been really great organizational options. And I think the Tech Dopp compares very well to those. As I mentioned, the build quality and protection against the weather is really solid. And I really love the organizational options that are offered within the pouch. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at the items that we have inside here. So as I mentioned, it has a nice YKK zipper that goes all the way around. I like that you can open this flat if you need to. As you can see here, I have some of my thicker items that I typically carry with me. So I have this Nextech USB hub that has a USB-C port. So this has been one of my favorite new items that I've started including as part of both my daily carry and my travel bags. And then I also have my retractable HDMI cable here with me that I like to keep with me to connect my tablet or my laptop to any screen that I may find. And so before we move on to the rest of the bag, this is a good spot to just take a look at what one of these empty kind of organizer sections look like. So the bag has two of these sections that are full of these elastic bands, and then it has a small zippered pouch in the middle. And so I really like that these sections with the elastic bands give you a lot of flexibility in how you organize everything, and they have a really nice feel to them. They feel sturdy and thick and like they're gonna hold up well over the longer term. I like that they are able to come out further to accommodate some thicker items, but they do manage to keep smaller items in place pretty well. One thing that was interesting is that they're all facing the same direction, as opposed to something like the Grid-It, which has an interlocking system, which feels like it might hold slightly better. But so far, I've felt like these have been able to hold everything that I've needed pretty well. And as I mentioned, it does make it easier to accommodate those bigger items. So really great job here. Like how sturdy these feel. So these tabs here with the elastic bands have them on both sides. So you do have to be a little bit strategic with how you pack. You obviously can't put two kind of thick items right so close to each other. It'd be kind of hard to kind of accommodate everything. And so on this side here, I just have a USB-C to USB-C cable that actually came with the USB-C hub that I just showed. And then there's also the power adapter for that hub. So this whole panel here I just kind of kept as an area for some of my bigger items and the cables that go with that hub. And as you can see here, there's elastic bands on both sides. And here in the middle, I like that they've included this zippered pouch that works great for the smaller accessories that probably wouldn't hold as tightly in these bigger bands. And so it's just kind of a catch-all pocket. There's no internal organization in this compartment. It seems to be made out of a nice ripstop nylon as well, so nice and durable quality here. And so currently what I have in here is just a headphone splitter from Belkin. And then a headphone adapter for the airlines, just in case. Then I also have my USB stick that plugs into my iPhone. As you can see, it has a lightning port there at the top. And the last thing I have here is a pen and a stylus that I like to carry with me. And so just a really simple pocket here, but I like that it does have this area to catch these smaller accessories and that it does fold very flat. So if you don't have anything that you really want to put in here, it just kind of stays out of the way unobtrusively. So really nice addition there. And then on the other side, you have just another panel that's double-sided with these elastic bands here to help keep items in place. And so currently what I have here is just my Lightning HDMI adapter for my phone and my iPad. And then I have one of these cables from Chiffon that has multiple connectors to keep all your devices charged. So really love carrying these with me. And so similar design to the other panel, as you can see, just a lot of thick bands. One thing I noticed is that it does sometimes take a second to grab them, especially if you're like me and you don't have longer nails, but you can get them and it's nice to see, again, that they hold things down pretty tightly. And so here in the last panel on the back, I just have some of my longer accessories. So currently what I have here is just my phone and tablet stand, really simple and flat. And then I also have a USB-C hub that has all the ports that I'll typically need while using my MacBook out on the road. So really like the organization offered here, love the flexibility offered by the different elastic bands, and that you're not really handcuffed with how you can use this. You can kind of just use your imagination and organize everything in the way that will work best for you. So really nice build quality overall. I really like the style, and it definitely feels like it's something that it's going to hold up well, and I'm excited to continue experimenting with it as part of my daily carry and travel bags going forward.
And so overall, I've been really impressed so far with the Zero Grid travel security belt and their electronics organizer. As we saw during the video, they have a really nice look, they feel really well made, and they have a lot of cool features that I hadn't seen in similar products before. And so the travel security belt and the electronics organizer are sold separately, and you can purchase these on Amazon or on Zero Grid's site for about $24 to $25. And to me, these seem like pretty reasonable prices considering the quality and the different features that they have to offer. I'd never actually used a belt like the travel security belt before, so I don't have too many things to compare this to, but I have used similar kind of webbing type belts in the past that didn't necessarily have the same build quality or the added feature of having an awesome little hidden pocket within it. And those typically have been between $15 to $20 anyway. So to me, it definitely feels worth it to pay a little bit more and get some extra value out of the belt. And it's still a pretty reasonable price. And it feels like it's a belt that's going to hold up well over the longer term. And it also manages to look pretty nice and match up well with a lot of different outfits. As far as the electronics organizer, we've definitely had a ton of these items on the channel in the past. As I showed during the video, this reminded me a lot of the Power Packer. And we've also featured items such as the BagSmart cable organizer and the GoRook wire Dopp, as well as some other, not necessarily electronic organizers, but Dopp kits that could work well to hold cables, such as the Air Dopp kit and the Dash Dopp kit from Bond. And those have all been really great items. And I think the Zero Grid electronic organizer holds up very well to many of those items, especially at this price point. As I mentioned, it costs $24 to $25, which is less than the Power Packer and the GoRook wire Dopp and the other Dopp kits that I mentioned. Those are typically around the $40 to $45 price point. So you're definitely saving a good amount of money with the Zero Grid organizer, and you're not really sacrificing any quality. This feels really well built, as we saw during the video, and it has a lot of different options to organize all your tech accessories and everything you want to carry with you. So this definitely feels like it's going to get the job done. You may be able to find something like the BagSmart cable organizer for a little bit less than the $25 price point, so between $15 and $20. But the BagSmart cable organizer that we've shown here in the channel in the past is not going to be good for holding some of the thicker items that I showed off during this video. So all great options that we feature on the channel so far, and I've been really impressed with how well the Zero Grid electronics organizer compares to those. You know, tech organization seems to be a very personal thing. Everybody has a different style for how they like to organize all their little knickknacks. And so I really like that the Zero Grid electronics organizer is able to find a nice balance between offering something that's good quality, a decent price and allows you to kind of customize how you organize everything very well. So I want to go ahead and thank the company again for sending the items for me to test out. It's been a really great experience so far. I've really enjoyed using the items. And even though they're primarily meant for travel, I do think these would work really well just for daily use. Sometimes I'll use this belt while walking around the city when I want to take a little bit of spare cash with me. And the electronics organizer works great for a daily carry for organizing all your stuff, whether you're in a daily bag or your travel bags. So really great accessories overall. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give us a like below. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you guys so much.